Okay, so as many of you know, I've worked with hundreds of people now, not just in the area of purpose, but in the area of having a more fulfilled life. And one of the things that I'd really like to give you is some of the key fundamental pitfalls that stop people from getting to that place. Now, take myself for example. I was in the depths of despair, going back 20 years now. I was in the depths of despair. I had an addiction problem. I was a compulsive gambler, and that caused me lots of challenges. I lost a lot of money, and I didn't have, not only did I not have any of my own money left, I didn't have any of other people's money left as well, because I couldn't borrow any more money. So I was in a pretty bad place, and the worst thing of all was I didn't have a great sense of worth. And you'll see as we go through this program that this is the key that unlocks everything, because I believe that the reason I don't have any compulsive addictive challenges like I had 20 years ago, and I'm free from that, is because I've built my sense of worth. That's my internal sense of worth. Now, some people think that's self-confidence. Well, that's only one small component of it. Internal self-worth is more than just self-confidence. It's way more than that. It's how you feel about yourself, and it's actually very, very much related to the level of fulfillment that you have in your life as well. So what you'll find in this program is as you build your capacity of worth, you'll also build the amount of fulfillment that you have in your life. So if we look at the three main components in life that we'll be talking about, three of the major components of life, which we have the physical, your health and fitness, we have your relationships, and that's all kinds of relationships, and we have your vocational / finance, so the financial side of your life, and overarching all of that is what I call the spiritual essence of life. So within all of these areas, if we look at where is it that you are most challenged, and if you look at increasing your worth, you will resolve challenges in all of those areas. So when we have a challenge in an area in life, it's because there's a part of ourselves that we haven't yet learned to love. That's what I believe, and that's the premise on which this program is built. So if you're prepared to buy into that and accept that might be true, then I think we're going to have some great fun together. The other thing about this program is it's interactive. It's not about just kind of sitting there and watching me talk or getting some information. There are going to be a number of communications you're going to get. You're going to get some written information. You're going to get some stories from my book that's being published later this year. You're going to get some actual exercises to do, but there's going to be a degree of interactivity where you're actually going to have to respond to us. We're going to ask you things, and you're not going to get the next set in the sequence until you've done that, until you've accomplished that. So I believe in commitment from people, and your commitment is that you're paying a monthly amount, and your commitment is also that you're going to be asked to do things. In the first month, I don't believe there's any compulsory commitments coming back, but in the second and third months, there are certain exercises where you're going to have to, and again, they're not designed to be overwhelming. They're not hours of work. They're very short, simple exercises on the whole. There may be one or two that will be a bit longer, where you're actually feeding back your response to the exercises that we give, and that gives a measurement, and that's then registered, and that information is 100% confidential. It won't be published anywhere except back to you. So that information will be sent back to you periodically to ensure that you are keeping accountable to yourself, because ultimately what happens with a lot of coaching, where a lot of clients like me to help them, is for me to hold them accountable, and I will to a point, because I do believe there is a place for what we call motivation. But however, you know, this program is really not about motivation. There is a component of that there, but what it's really about is inspiration. Because inspiration comes from the Italian in spiritu, and that means what we want is we want you to be in a place where you're in spirit, where you've got that internal burning desire inside you that is taking you forward in all the areas in your life where you want to be doing something, where you've got clarity on what you want to be doing, and you've got the inspiration to get up and do it. And that's the key here. So, as I say, the reason, unlike a lot of other coaching methodologies and programs, they pretty much get stuck into goals pretty early on. Most of them, it might take, within the first couple of sessions, 2-3 sessions, they're talking about goals. Many of them in the very first session. And the key is here, I've worked with so many people now, and some highly successful people that have had a lot of goals in their lives and achieved them, and come to me saying they've been completely unfulfilled. So we don't want you to do that. We don't want you just through motivation to achieve a set of goals that don't really fulfill you and make you feel like you've spiritually grown. We want you to actually have some goals that are connected to your true spiritual essence, and that you're going to go out there and say, yeah, I really want to do this. And when you achieve it, when you do it, you think that is fantastic. You feel that sense of fulfillment, and it takes you to another level where you then want to aspire and be inspired to something else. So that's what this whole program's about. So I'm really looking forward to helping you on that journey. There's some other details to mention to you as we go along, but for now, good luck with the program. Stay with it. You'll be getting some further communication soon. So the email address that sends you this communication, make sure that you haven't got it in your spam filter, and that you treat it as the email from your best friend. And every time you get an email from that address, go to it and do it. That's really what I'd like to say to you. Just go to it and do it. And then when you see the exercise, do it when you've got a few spare minutes, because again, it's designed so that you have a bit of time to sit back and watch it, but it's not hours long like a lot of programs. It's most of the materials are going to send you should take you between most of them 3 to 5 minutes. Some of them might take you 10 minutes if it's a reading one, and then it's in some cases you may have a response to give, and usually that's not more than 10 minutes. Occasionally it may be 30 or 40 minutes, and on a very rare occasion an hour. But on the whole, the exercises are pretty short and concise, and that's so that it can fit into your timetable. And again, just to let you know, my motivation for doing this is I want people out there to get this stuff, and that's why I put this program together. But not only that, I physically, I can only take on so many clients, and a lot of people want this information, and I don't have much capacity to take on any more clients. And the other factor is a lot of people can't afford my rates. I charge quite a bit for my coaching services, and a lot of people can't afford that. So that's another reason for a much smaller amount people can get this monthly program, and they can really get an essence of what this is all about, and essentially have a more inspired life. That's the driver behind this. So I honour you for taking your commitment to do this program. I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I look forward to your feedback. I look forward to seeing the commitments that you make along this journey. And if you have any questions, please email the address given, and we'd be more than happy to help you. I look forward to seeing you and speaking to you in future communications. All the best.